Hello together. Yeah, my name is Tobias, like you already said, and I want to show you how I built the Glockenspieler that I'm currently exhibiting here. For everyone following at home, I put a little link and QR code on the slide, so you can already see, if you're not here in person, what it looks like, what it's working like. But everyone here maybe has seen it in the next room. Yes. So just before we start, maybe a few words about me, because I think nobody really knows me. I'm not really active on the Discord or anything. Yeah, my name is Tobias. I'm 30 years old. I came here from Berlin. And yeah, I love programming. That's what I do also at work. And so that's why I choose a challenge to build something that I also have to program. And yeah, I love doing creative stuff, so primarily with Legos, what you see over there, but also like any other thing like Arduino, all the things I can get my hands off. I really love to do that. And I love a lot. That you should know about me. And yeah, I am also in a kind of Lego community in Berlin. That's the Berliner Steinkultur that I'm showing there, the logo. Just so you know, there's a whole another bubble just around Lego where I'm also involved. And yeah, today is the overlap of both of them. So where our journey begins is like around 2021, 2022. I put the videos that Wintergatan posted in during this time there on the slide. And that was the time when he was like rethinking this whole process that he did, like the whole Marble Machine X. Is it really the way to go? And he had a longer pause, and that was the time where I was also thinking like, I followed this whole journey, and I really had like I really also wanted to do anything out of it. Like I had the inspiration to do something with all the things I've seen online on the YouTube channel. I wanted like to also get creative and do something, like anything. And that also, this whole process just got me thinking, and I wanted to somehow also make something, because I really love this idea that Martin has to make a world tour, like this far-fetched goal that he's really like striving towards to. And that's, I think, is really impressive, and I wanted a smaller version of this, like a goal that I want to reach. And so that's how I came like about this video on YouTube. I looked on YouTube if there's someone like doing some like Lego instruments or something like this in the direction. And I found this video that I'm not showing right now because I haven't asked for permission, but essentially it's also a Glockenspiel playing robot on YouTube that's really good working. And what it does is it has two slides on either side of the instrument, and the motors that are hitting the instrument are on these slides and going to the right note. So essentially, you have these movements that the arrows are pointing towards, and that was just a minor thing that bugged me. It was like, there's so much energy going into pulling the motors up and down to hit the notes, and I thought like, what could you do to maybe improve it? Like, you don't have to put the instrument in the middle. You could just like put the robot in the middle and build the instrument around it, something like that. I had just a vague idea at that time. And that's when this whole process in my head started, like, what could you do? How could you implement that? How could you build it? Would it even work? I don't know. But that was all like theory in my head. I didn't really know what I'm doing. But then I found this on Otto. Like I just browsed around and thought this was an offer, and I thought, oh no, I have to try it. Yeah, and that's when this whole journey started. I didn't even know if I could pull it out. I just tried. I just went straight in, and yeah, bought this. And I have no background in CAD or anything, so I don't have like CAD software. We have seen Martin like designing stuff firstly in CAD. I started really with physical designs, as I had no other means to do so. And I laid it around in front of me, and like they thought about what could you physically do, how could you arrange the notes, how could you like pull this off without motors moving around, so that all the motors and stuff are fixed in a position and only the mallets are moving. And yeah, I tried a few layouts, but the big question was like you don't have a lot of space in the middle of this. So I really thought about what could possibly fit inside in the middle of this space to hit all the notes one after the other in a song. And yeah, I had a few ideas. I don't know how many away, I think. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so I really took a lot of inspiration also from any music. I thought about what could you do there. And one thing that came to my mind is like doing one mallet for each note, so that you have a mallet really attached to the note, and like they hit their note only, and you like some pulley system or something. You do all the the mechanical work underneath, so where you have more space to do some fancy mechanics. That was the first idea I had, but I threw it away because then I would have a giant thing I couldn't transport or like take apart, because I would have all these wires going straight through the robot, so that wouldn't work, I thought. And another idea I had first, of course, marble machine. I also thought about using marbles, but like also the anime music version did. But I tried it, and it's really hard to handle marbles. They want to go everywhere, and Martin knows. And so I also scraped this idea, but it was really that was hard to scrape. And then the final idea I had was some kind of seesaw mechanism. Maybe you know it from like a playground or something. So like I would have one long mallet, and I could turn it into either direction where I want to hit the note, and the whole mallet could be turned so that it faces the right note to play. That was my first idea with this mechanism, with this kind of mechanism. And so the idea there is like the seesaw isn't the holder is not in the middle, but is slightly offset. And then you have in the middle a mechanism that goes up and down to handle this motion to hit the notes. And yeah, that was the first idea that I thought was really like workable, doable. And that's what I went with. And here's the first version of me testing this, and it's all manual what I do there. And there is no sound to hear because it doesn't actually play the note really. But the prototype kind of worked. But I already noticed that it would be really hard to like time the hitting, because the note will only play really if you hit it shortly and after that let go. Because if you stay there for too long, it will just do nothing. It won't vibrate. It won't make a noise or a tone. Yeah. So that's where I thought, no, could be the wrong approach maybe. And the prototype I made for like doing these two motions through one axle, through one axle, is exactly what I made here. So I think it's this camera, yeah. I have like one motor that's doing the rotation part. So it's like turning the whole thing, and up over it there is like a head or something that can move up and down, and there is a motor attached to it that does this movement. Yeah. So that was the idea to like implement this motion. And But the problem with it is, like, it snaps always to one position. Like, with the rubber bands, it wants to go to one position always. And the problem there is, that I already noticed, was like, this can't really work because I want the main position to be horizontal, but I want also the force to hit the note. Like, I have to pull it out of this position somehow, and I have to pull it on both ends somehow out of this position when I want to play a note. So I couldn't wrap my hand around it. I couldn't get it working. It's like it would either hit to the upside, so it would hit to the middle and wouldn't work in the end, or it wouldn't stay straight. So I couldn't really change notes without like playing all the notes. And so it wasn't really working. But yeah, what I did there, instead of changing the approach, was like, first I tried to program it, but it's, yeah, funny how it's driving around, just for no reason. But of course, I stayed with this approach and tried to make it work for like 4 months or so, and iterated on it and make it somehow work. Turns out, no, I can't make it work. But yeah, that's life, I guess. So yeah, you see over here, that's the prototype I have here, I have shown you. And yeah, so finally, after this, I had the same feeling that Martin had with his video that he showed, but I felt double dumb because I have seen this video and I've seen the mistakes he did, and I felt like I've done exactly the same thing. So like I improved on the design without first thinking about how it should work, and that really hit hard. So after that, I rethought about how to pull this off, and what I thought was this mechanism. Basically, it's working really good. It's like it's snapping to a position. It can turn quite smoothly. I should use that mechanism, but I should, like, the upper half of the robo should be completely different. And yeah, that's when I tried to make it work with 2 mallets. Like, I thought 1 mallet wouldn't be enough to, like, when I have to hit a note on the one side of the robot, it wouldn't be fast enough to go to the other side. Like in an eighth of a note or something, would be way too slow. So I needed 2 mallets somehow. And yeah, that's when I tried to cram 2 of these mechanisms into one block. And yeah, because another goal I already had in my mind was I wanted to have it in the glass that is standing out there. I had the glass first, so that's how you do stuff, of course. Yeah, so that's how this thing developed. I've tried to cram it more and more and more until it fitted into the glass. And finally, then this came out of it. Yeah, so I had the mechanics all figured out, but now the programming started, and it was honestly a mess. Because the Lego Mindstorms robots that I'm using, they are not supported anymore by Lego. So you have no real software support for them. You have the IDE that Lego developed, but that's all just like GUIs, like a very visual approach for children. Like you put blocks onto the screen and program them this way. And that would be like a total chaos to do something a little bigger project. You would just scroll everywhere and wouldn't see the whole thing. And as I'm a software developer as a job, I really wanted to like code, just text. And so that's where I had to do all this stuff, because there is an open source project that some people developed like 2012. And didn't maintain thereafter, but it's working. You can code in it, and but it's only running on Windows 7. So I had to boot a virtual machine to get it working, but it works. It works so good, in fact, that I could finally get it to work. You see it here, like doing its calibration thing, where they go against each other to know where the 0 point is, and then I could finally hit each note perfectly. And yeah, it worked. That was the breakthrough for me. Like, this approach finally worked. I tried some others before that I don't want to dive deeper into it. I'd also tried Arduino and stuff, but it didn't work. And yeah, so now was the time to finally get a song working. Thing is, with two mallets, they are blocking each other. So I can't just take, like, I don't know, any MIDI file from the internet, put it on this thing, and it works. It would just collide with itself. So I had to come up with a way to make some route planning or route improvements, routing, and that's why I made this kind of helper clock to remember which node is where currently. And yeah, I used MuseScore the MuseScore software to get the MIDI files, rearrange them to fit in the 16 notes that it can play, and yeah, get the notes because I'm not really fluently reading these. By the way, I also have no musical background or anything. That's just somehow getting it work. Yeah, and then the programming side is also a bit of a mess to get it work. I kind of invented my own music notation in C to get it working. It's like every song is like an array that has every line has 3 instructions for the robot to do. The first one is the note that it should go to. So with either arm, it has to go to this note. After that, it reads should it hit or should it not hit? Sometimes I want it to go somewhere just to get out of the way of the other arm. So there are sometimes just movements that aren't really playing anything. And after that, there is the pause, how long it should wait for the next statement to run. And because I'm not really caring about how long a note is and how long a pause is, I only care about how long it is from one hit to the other, because there is no dampening or anything, so it's just hitting and off it goes. And yeah, and in the top right you can see the angles that are hard-coded where each note is. So that's also a little pain in the ass, because after I transported it here, it got distorted in the suitcase. So the left mallet was always hitting to the left of all the notes. And that was yesterday evening to correct for that. But it works today. It works today. Yeah, and that's how it got to finally play a melody. As you can also listen in the room over there, or when you're at home, you can go to my website. It will be at the end of the presentation. There is a video of it playing every song that I've programmed it to play. Yeah, and now the thing we have to go from here. At first it will be like it is right now on other exhibitions. It's on our own exhibition from our club in Berlin. We have the Berliner Steinewahn. If you're in Berlin, feel free to come. And also it will be in Dresden at the Spielraummesse, and also doing its thing there just like it does here. Maybe with a few more songs, we'll see. But I have some other ideas for it. I don't really know yet which route I'm going, but one idea is to add another mallet onto it, because there are some songs that it is just not capable of playing because they are switching too fast between the notes. So it would be good to split up the work and get another mallet helping. And so yeah, I have this motor design. Yeah, by the way, the Lego motors are also really awkwardly formed, so you have to really plan how to place them in the space you have. So I came up with this design, and maybe this will be the base for the next robot, but I don't know yet. The other thing, I have more Technic stuff from Lego lying around at home. So there are these Lego Spybotics, they were called. Lego had them for 1 or 2 years, and and then they saw that they flopped on the market. So you get them really cheap on eBay and stuff. And yeah, I have a lot of them at home and would like to do something with it. They sound a bit like a Game Boy, so like a little bit of 8-bit music would be nice maybe to accompany the Glockenspiel. But of course, the elephant in the room is the programming of this thing. It's really hard. I like the slide I have with all the coding. That's what I do for every song. So I write every song manually down, each note, each movement. And I really want to get there that I just have a MIDI file that I pre-prepared in some notation program, whatever program it is, and dump this file somewhere and then the robot can play it. But yeah, there are 3 question marks in the middle because I don't know how. I have no idea yet. The NXT has a Bluetooth connection, Bluetooth interface. That might be a way to get the data in there. Or I have to like, yeah, pretend there is some sensor so that I can put it in the via wire into the robot. But yet I don't know how to pull that off. But yeah, that's the big challenge. And yeah, that was the journey of it, getting where it is right now, maybe where it's headed. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them here, ask them in the chat. I think I can see the chat here. And yeah, thanks a lot for listening. Yeah?
Test. Oh, okay. The way you code the songs currently, is it capable of polyphony?
Of what, sorry?
Polyphony, when it plays several notes at once.
It can play like 2 notes at once. It has 2 melodies, so it can do that. There was like this, one moment. On this side, yeah, you can see I had this, like I can tell it to not hit a note, but I can also tell it to hit both notes. So it can play 2 notes at once. And yeah, that's it. More melodies aren't there. Yeah?
Would there be a way for a third one, maybe to put it on a higher level so you don't have to worry about getting them out of the way?
Yeah. I thought a lot about like having them all in the same axis somehow. That would be perfect, but I can't get all the movements to the melodies through one axle. It's like, it would like break any axle somehow, somewhen. It would be perfect if you could pull it off. I thought about placing the third melody in the middle between the 2, but higher up. That would be a way. Also, I don't yet know how to place the motors beneath, but that on the top that would work. And yeah, but yeah, currently it's just all ideas, headspace. I don't know yet. But yeah. Yeah?
Have you thought about writing 2 melodies in 2 different instruments in MuseScore so you can export the MIDI file for 2 melodies at once?
Yeah, that would be the way to go, and that's what I hope for, to get somehow working sometime in the future with the MIDI files. The minor thing that's bugging me with this, I can't really tell it to go out of the way, like, you know, like going somewhere without hitting.
Yes.
It could be like a second voice or something, but it would really be very fiddly to get it into musical notations. So such a technical detail, like that's normally not what notes are for. But yeah.
Maybe with velocity, MIDI can transmit velocity information.
Okay.
So how hard the note is hit, for example.
Yeah. It's 0. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So maybe with that.
Sounds nice. Yeah. I haven't also checked deeper with what MIDI actually can do and stuff. It's just like an idea in my head, like you should be able to get a MIDI file somehow working, but I haven't really checked how to do that yet.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, That's a nice idea. Thanks. Yeah. Other questions? Or in the chat, I haven't looked at the chat. No, nothing in the chat I can see right now. Yeah then? Thank you for listening.